Hello, everybody. So this is the podcast for, as you can see, April 26th. And what you guys are doing is you're going to be factoring. But to show you it, I want to just talk about just FOIL a little bit. Because if you understand FOIL, you're going to understand factor. First, outside, inside, last. Okay, now what's going to happen next is you're going to add these two things together to get a minus 7x. But as you're adding them, I want you to notice, look at these two numbers, minus 8x and plus 1x. Look at those numbers, the coefficients are right there. These two numbers added together to give you negative 7, but those two numbers multiplied together to give you the end, negative 8. These two numbers add to the middle, but multiply to the end. Okay? So to factor this, you're looking for what two numbers multiply to negative 8, but add to negative 7. Okay, 2 and 4 multiply to 8. Negative 2 and 4, or 2 and negative 4, multiply to negative 8. 1 and negative 8, negative 1 and positive 8 also multiply to negative 8. All of these will multiply to negative 8. But if you add this, you get 2. If you add this, you get negative 2. If you add this, you get negative 7. If you add this, you get 7. This is the only one that will multiply to negative 8 but add to negative 7. Okay? So there's different ways to multiply to the end, but only one way to add to the middle. So your answer is x plus 1, x minus 8, which we already knew because the problem's right there. I'm just walking you through the questions you ask, what multiplies to the end and adds to the middle. Now, I haven't mentioned this yet. That is only true when the coefficient on x squared is 1. So if I had a 3x squared minus 7x minus 8, this process doesn't work because the coefficient on x squared is at 1. Okay? All right. Because the leading coefficient is 1, you're asking, and by the way, it's always going to be an x and an x when the leading coefficient is 1, because think of FOIL. The first two things have to multiply to give you x squared. There's only one way to do that, x and x. Okay? Now you're asking, what adds to 8 and multiplies to 15? 1 and 15, there's no way they're adding to 8. 3 and 5. They multiply to 15, but add to 8. There we go. That's your answer. You know you need an x and an x. Okay? Before you even start, you know that's going to be true. Now, what adds to 1 and multiplies to negative 6? 1 and 6, with one of them being positive and the other one being negative, or 2 and 3. This adds, let me change color, I guess. It adds to negative 5. Oh, positive 5, I'm sorry. This one adds to negative 5. We want 1. That adds to negative 1. This adds to positive 1. And that's what we want. This is your combination. Minus 2 plus 3. Okay? So you're asking what multiplies to the end and adds to the middle. So far what you've seen, rarely is it 1 in the number. Okay? I'm not saying never. I'm just saying rarely is it 1 in the, so don't expect 1 in negative 70 or negative 1 in positive 70. I'm not saying it's never going to happen. Just don't have that as your default. Okay? It's not your go-to answer. 1 in the number. Okay, so what else gives you 70? 7 times 10. Sure. 2 and 35, but I'm just thinking this is like more reasonable. Okay? Don't start by guessing ones that are larger in size, because the middle is fairly small. And notice how far apart are they? 3. Where these are 33 apart. Okay? I have to multiply to negative 70. So it's either of these. Which one adds to positive 3? The top one. Oops. So you know you're going to need this. And it's the top one, so minus 7 plus 10. And the order doesn't matter. When you go to type it in Delta Math, it could also be this order. It's not going to care which order you put it. Okay? Okay, multiplies to 72. Again, not 1 and 72, not 2 and 36. Again, don't go with the big ones. Go ones similar in size. What is it? 9 times 8 is 72? Try that first. So x and x. Now, they're multiplying to positive. So they're either both positive or both negative. And they're adding to negative 17. So it turns out they're both negative. Okay? So this is the name of your assignment. Thank you for your time. Have a great one.